Hello everyone. This is John Jenkins again. I wanted to bring you a video about the Republican race for president, and I knew that I should start off by saying that I'm a Trump supporter. Completely. I support Trump for president. I voted for him in my state's primary, but regardless of how I voted, I have said from the beginning that he would not, make it this far. I've said from the beginning he would not win the Republican nomination. And I will say all the way up until he gets into the White House, I will say that, he cannot beat Hillary. So, people have called me a pessimist in the past, but you know, there's wisdom in pessimism, in that um, you you really can't go around saying that I'm gonna get everything that I want. I can't say that every business proposal I put out is gonna net me $1 billion. I can't say that the world's gonna be a happy place and everybody's gonna be singing kumbaya, because that belays a lack of understanding about life. That you know that demonstrates that I don't understand human nature, that I don't understand how the world works. And particularly in the case of Trump, because you know what he has accomplished defies logic. I mean, I was not alive when, uh, at least I think I was not alive when Ronald Reagan won his first uh, presidential campaign. So I don't know I don't know what I don't know what the situation. I don't know what it was like to live in that time. But all I know is that for somebody, you know, all the Republicans, all the Republican, uh, the powerful Republicans, the pundits, the you know, the Koch brothers, the television hosts, the fundraisers, you know, the former Republican presidents. All they do is complain about Trump all day long. He doesn't you know he doesn't say he doesn't they they say that he's offensive to women, that he does not uh he's inelegant in his words, you know and the thing of the thing of the matter is that Trump just says what they say all the time, and except he's successful at it. I've been reading conservative, I've been reading conservative columnists online for about, I would say, maybe 10 years. I've been reading, uh, I've been reading conservative columnists online for about 10 years, maybe a little bit less than that. But all they do, these conservative columnists complain about Trump. They complain about Trump supposedly being a whiner, but all these conservative columnists do is whine about how the Democrats have destroyed our country, where we are tortured with this affirmative action. We are tortured with all these illegal Mexicans coming into the country. We are tortured with all of these women, claiming that they're not getting fair pay. We are tortured with all with everything. Everything. Everything that the left does is supposedly an affront to everything we believe in. These murderous liberals who want to murder babies in the womb. I mean, all the right does is complain. They that's all they do. But here you have a man who says pretty much everything that the right says, and he's successful at it. And all the right can do is complain about him being a complainer. You know, so um, if you don't if you don't if you don't complain about what you think is wrong, then you're going to not have a good life, because people will, if they see that they can walk all over you without you saying anything, then they're going to walk all over you. And it's been my experience in my life is that just complaining is enough many times to change the situation. You might not have to use force. You could get some pretty good concessions just by complaining. And so all the right does is complain. The liberals are changing. The liberals are fundamentally changing America. But a man comes along who is actually successful at complaining, uh, and they just don't know what to do. And they complain about Trump complaining about the war in Iraq, and they say, well, you know, how dare he, a former Democrat, complain about our commander in chief fighting the war on terror? But the war in Iraq uh, was a political hot potato for many years, and uh, uh, the Democrats were even able to use the unpopularity of the Iraq War to take control over uh, Congress and even the White House. So it took years for Republicans to regain the houses of Congress. But yeah, the war in Iraq uh, made George W. Bush a political pariah. Um, and people, it was all in the news how low George W. Bush's approval ratings were, and so there were. I mean, first of all, being a Democrat is not the reason why he was against the Iraq War, because Hillary Clinton supported the Iraq War. Uh, Both houses of Congress gave the president the authority to declare war unilaterally. And even I did not vote for. Even I've been a conservative my whole life, but my first election, I voted for John Kerry because you know I perceive the war in Iraq as being such a big mistake. So to say that you know, Trump is the only, Trump is the only, Trump is some sort of outlier with being against the Iraq War. The Iraq War was the only thing that the Iraq War was famous for was being unpopular. That was the only noteworthy thing about it, is that many people lost their careers. Uh, you know, uh, uh, a lot of the reason why. Well, I shouldn't say this, but a lot of the reason why David Petraeus lost his job, I know he gave classified information to his mistress, but a lot of the reason why is because he was connected with George W. Bush, and so uh, and the unpopularity of the Iraq War, it was a poison. It was like a Herbert Hoover all over again. Uh, so and Trump does exactly what the rest of the Republican Party does, but he can actually move the needle. And uh, let's see. So I will continue to support Trump. You know, at first I assumed that they were just going to uh, you know they were just going to wait until he tired himself out with a bunch of tired himself out, ran out of energy, and then they were going to pull some sneaky little side trap, and get him to I guess use some sort of uh, espionage to get him to forfeit his race, and then I figured that they were going to give the nomination to Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio. both of who were practically invented by uh, both of whom were practically invented by Barack Obama, as if he had, opened up the sky and taken some the dust of the earth and breathed into it, and out of that he created Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio. I mean, so I figured because that's what the establishment wants. Um, so but it's going to be an interesting race. Like I've always said, if I was going to vote Democrat, Hillary would be my candidate every time. Uh, Even most Democratic voters are not falling for uh, the Bernie Sanders, you know, ruse. So we'll see what happens. And yeah, so summer's not coming anytime soon, and you know, I'll wait for it to get here. I'll enjoy it while it's here, and then I'll get ready for winter. Let me know what you think about the presidential race. Is it going to heat up? Yeah. Have a nice day. Bye.